Welcome to northern Minnesota's Iron Range, home of iron mining, Iron Man, Iron World, and the coldest winters in the country. In Eveleth today, the temperature is supposed to get up to almost 1, which really isn't too bad if you dress for it. You just unplug your car. People plug in their cars at night around here. And away you go. Door's a little frozen. Up here at this time of year, some favorite activities are staying home and jump-starting cars. Last night it was 20 below, but people consider today to be downright balmy up here. A good day to get out the lawn furniture, maybe throw a little whale blubber on the grill. People were even coming out of their homes last week here in the small town of Eveleth to play a little hockey, to go to the store, and to head over to the big Bonspiel. Bonspiel? You know, they said, the curling tournament. Curling?
It's great because anyone can start and play it with a couple minutes of practice. I'm sure you won't be any good.
I think it can be boring for someone who doesn't play it. I enjoy watching it.
Why is it so popular here?
Well, what else are they doing when it's 35 below?
Curling isn't easy to explain. It's basically throwing a rock down the ice, called the sheet, into the bullseye, called the house. Or you can try to knock your opponent's rock out of the house. The quarterback of your team, called the skip, calls the play. Do you sell curling supplies here?
Yes, we do.
You do?
Yes, are you interested in curling?
Yeah, very much so right now.
It's a good family sport, yeah. Nice recreation.
Do you sell Michael Priest runs a local sporting goods store that can satisfy all your curling needs.
Come on, show you
All right.
how we go here. Right.
Well, this is a curling corner over here.
We got a lot of supplies here. This is the old-fashioned corn broom, and they got a piece of leather in the middle so they last longer, and they got different thicknesses, when you're sweeping. Okay.
But these are actual curling shoes that they make.
That's right. And this is a gripper so you don't slide backwards.
So one shoe is that one way
one
and
you
one
stand
to
on, the other one you slide.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you got that big rock and you just slide that down the ice.
The sport of curling has nothing to do with hairdressers or weightlifting. Rather, it's something like marbles in a meat locker, scored something like horseshoes, involving surprisingly intricate strategies like chess.
Well, you got that or a draw, one or the other.
And incorporating a strong element of housekeeping. Sweeping makes the rock go farther and straighter. The game hasn't changed much since it began on the frozen lochs of Scotland in the 16th century, except now they play inside. So how cold is it in here?
Well, right now it's about 28 degrees.
So this is where people come to warm up.
This is where you warm up when it gets this temperature outside. Yeah.
Milan Luzajic and Craig Polsky are members of a team in the Bonspiel. Yep. Craig grew up in a curling family and starred on his high school state championship curling team.
My father started me. I can remember back when I was about a year and a half old. He put me on top of a rock and threw me down the ice.
You'd sit right on top of one of these?
That's my first memory of curling, yeah.
Do you throw, this is one of the stones here, right? These things are pretty heavy.
Yeah, they're 42 and a quarter pounds.
42 and a quarter pounds. What are they, rock?
Granite.
Granite?
Yep, they come from one quarry in Scotland.
And when you throw the thing, are there different styles to how you throw it? If I'm just throwing the stone, is that?
That's exactly the term, yes. Okay. Have you played this? Yeah, it's called curling because what you do is you put a curl on the rock. The rock turns as it goes down the ice, and that gives use some control over the rock. Just like the roll.
When it goes too far, what do you call that? Is
It's
there terminology?
out of play.
A bad throw.
Right, yeah.
No, but I mean, is there terminology for it, or?
It's just called a heavy rock.
Heavy.
Which goes through the house.
Yeah.
And it's taken out of play.
This bonspiel drew 16 teams, including the U.S. Olympic curling team on its way to Calgary. Curling enthusiasts hope the Olympic exposure will make curling more popular. As popular as it is in Canada, where it's televised and curling mania sweeps the country.
Is he going to hit it today? He's going to get a piece of it. He may have it. Oh, it's the Can you believe that?
But curling is a slow-moving sport. Indeed, it often looks like a slow-motion replay while it's happening. Even some of the locals say it's about as exciting as watching ice fishing. The level of excitement among fans is similar to that at a chess match. And they speak a language all their own.
He's gonna wreck. Yeah, he's gonna wreck on the guard.
He got her. He almost got a head-on shot, too.
He's gonna raise the guard right into the house.
Another important term is broom stacking, which is the all-important drinking that follows every match. No hand-wringing in this sport about alcoholic beverages. In curling, cocktails are an integral part of the game. Each little town has its own curling club, clubs that often serve as the social hub of the community during these long, frigid winters. Curling is practically a way of life up here north of Duluth.
Mother and dad are out there, and then they take you down to watch, and pretty soon you get on the ice. And just after a few years, and then they had junior men's. Like the Moose and the Elks have, one day they take the kids down here and they'll let them throw rocks up and down and give them hot dogs and a pocket knife or something for prizes.
Get them hooked on it.
Yeah, get it.
There are women's leagues and mixed leagues.
Well, it's not as serious as your men's leagues or even your women's play-down leagues. It's more social.
Yeah.
Just to get together as couples and do something together that way. It's fun.
Up in Canada, they play for big money. Here in the Iron Range, they still play for lesser loot.
You didn't curl for, this was non-existent. There was always, at the end of the year, you had 4 toasters, 6 coffee makers, if you won. No money was involved.
It's only in the last few years that they've really put money on the line.
I come home, my mom says, how many toasters you win this time, 2, Ma, Good shape now.
Many curlers hope that the worldwide exposure of curling as a demonstration sport in Calgary will lead to its becoming a medal sport in 1992, and that curling will one day be as popular as hockey. But others, like Bud Somerville, a member of the U.S. Olympic curling team and the only member of the U.S. Curling Hall of Fame, aren't so eager for growth. You think we'll ever see a day when there can be professional curlers that can make a living doing what they're doing?
I would hope not, myself.
Really? He thinks high-stakes bonspiels are already taking some of the fun out of the game, with more rules and more rule breaking.
Yeah, I think the game is played where you should have fun and it shouldn't get too serious, and I think that maybe there's been a little too much of that already put into the sport.
Here on the Iron Range, many locals aren't so sure they want to see curling become a high-gloss sport of big cash prizes and gold medals. They kind of like playing for toasters and jackknives. They don't see much wrong with the game of curling just the way it is, the way it's always been.